Hi, this is Roger Nussbaum. Welcome to the Big Picture for the week of October 8th. We just got back from the Grand Canyon last night, so we've got a couple of cousins here and some dogs, and so there may be a distraction or two as we go along, but we'll try and make it through this. I wanted to talk a couple of things. One relate in my experience in the canyon to investing and address some interesting comments that were left on the blog while I was away. First, the canyon hike. I had a goal of us trying to do it in about 10 hours, and unfortunately I bonked a little bit and took a little over 12 hours. That just happens, and I think there's an analogy or maybe a corollary, however, of bonking on a hike compared to investing. What happened was, when you go on a hike in a canyon, okay, no matter what side you start on at the Grand Canyon, you go down, then you go across, and then you go back up. There is no counter strategy to that. When you go hiking on a mountain, you go up the mountain, you get to the top, you look around, and you go back down. If you're having a bad day and you're halfway up the mountain, well, you can just turn around and go back down the mountain. No such luxury when you're hiking down, 6,000 feet into a canyon. It doesn't quite work that way. So this is kind of, I think, an interesting point to make as you manage your own portfolio, or even if you do it professionally, and there is some of that traffic here as well, your portfolio is going to bonk at times. That's just how it works. And so, unfortunately, knowing that that does go with the territory, it kind of allows you to be better prepared. You kind of need to do what you need to do to get the job done. So despite bonking a little bit, did what I needed to do, and I got out of there just fine. I'm a little sore, but that goes with the territory of trying to hike 22 miles or whatever it really is. Might only be 21. But so it's just kind of an interesting point to make is, as in hiking, as in investing, as in life, not everything is going to go the way that you want it to go. And you need to be prepared to manage that situation, not freak out, and just deal with it, whether it's being wrong about stocks or whatever. I had an interesting comment left by someone asking me to read some post on some other blog, which is cool, and kind of weigh in on it. The general, and I'll put a link on the blog to this, but the general tone was the retiring of baby boomers is going to domino into all sorts of distortions and consequences for capital markets, for society, and so forth. It's an interesting piece. It's written by a person named Jim Schlegheck, and I apologize if I am mispronouncing that. It's a well-written article. I think when I put the link up, you should go ahead and read it. I agree in terms of direction. I don't think I agree in terms of magnitude with the article. And again, there's an analogy here from the hike. Basically, it's going to require people to do what they need to do to ensure a successful retirement, whether that's work a little longer, okay, or become better investors, okay, take more ownership of their finances, okay, all of those things. And so I don't view this as a gloomy scenario. Invariably, there will be some people that are somehow, financially ruined by these changes. Hopefully, if you care enough about your finances to come visit a site like mine or some of these other blogs, you will escape that. But I think that's kind of what the article needs for us. So no, I don't view it as a catastrophe by any means. The other thing that I would point out is, or a point that I hopefully will turn out to be incorrect, that's a better way to say it. He talks about money coming out of stocks as boomers retire and put more into fixed income. Well, and this is a point I've made before. If you're 65 years old, you're healthy, and your genes are long-lived, too much in fixed income is just the wrong thing to do. And I think there will be more and more commentary along those lines, and hopefully more people will get a feel for it. One last point, I had a ton of comments left on Friday while I was away, and that's all good stuff. Apparently I rubbed some guy's feathers the wrong way, and he was all bunched up about something, I'm not sure what, but basically he questioned my being wrong about a couple of things, about trying to make short-term decisions, trying to make a short-term call on the market, and I had mostly other positive comments calling the guy out as not making a lot of sense. You can go ahead and take from that what you will, but investing, whether you do it for other people or do it for yourself, is a series of decisions. Some of them are shorter term in nature, some of them are longer term in nature, and some are ones that don't get acted upon. It's just thoughts and process about what to expect, how the market might behave. And as you manage your own portfolio or you manage other money, it's a blending together of decisions, some of which will be wrong. I've said that continuously throughout the life of this website, and some will be right. Hopefully you're right a little more often than you're wrong, and that's the whole thing. And to Tom Kay's point, yeah, it was not a prediction, it was just kind of a state of the market type of post. He also made an interesting comment, the person who I rubbed the wrong way, about someone who's not around, always on vacation, yada yada. Well, you can go ahead and look at the frequency of posts and the daily occurrences of the post, and you can decide for yourself to what extent I'm away from the market. One thing he said that was, and I never get this aggressive with something, but was just utterly ignorant, was my involvement with firefighting. He kind of questioned my commitment to my work, I think, because I'm supposedly a firefighter. Well, we had one fire this year. It drew me away from the market at about 12:30, which is a half an hour before the market closes out here. Frankly, anyone questioning my commitment to the fire department, let's put it this way, I would have no hesitation calling out my biggest client who felt that my involvement with the fire department was the wrong thing to do. I'd have no problem telling that person to hit the bricks. The idea of just turning my back on the community like that is flat out ignorant. And you can take from that I never get aggressive in posting to comments that are personal attacks this way, but you can kind of get a feel for how I feel about this particular comment. Well, that's about it. Thanks for checking in.